Hello, everybody, and welcome to Squirrel Pie Productions, my podcast about knitting, spinning, and sewing. My name is Tommi, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as Dynamite Trujillo. Welcome to episode 31 of my podcast. I am so happy you're here with me today. Welcome to any new viewers, and welcome back to any returning viewers. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it and love it. Today is a really beautiful, sunny, warm Friday in August. It's August here on the Northern California coast where I'm coming to you from, and we have a Ravelry group for this podcast, for the whole podcast, not just this episode. It is under Squirrel Pie Productions in Ravelry, and it's where you'll find the show notes to this episode and all previous episodes. It's also where you'll find giveaway and knit along things and other fun stuff. So check that out and join if you feel so inclined. We would love to have you. We do have a bunch of fun knit along and giveaway stuff to do right now, and I am so excited. We have 3 winners that I've already chosen for the brioche knit along that just ended and for the giveaway that I announced last week. So I've got 3 people to talk about who are going to win some amazing things. I picked them all with random number generator. And let's start with the knit along. So for the past, I think couple months or something, I can't remember. For a while, we have been doing a brioche knit along here in the Squirrel Pie Productions Ravelry group. And it has been so much fun. You guys, I have loved it so much. So it was a brioche knit along. There was a chatter thread and an FO thread in the Ravelry group. There's also a hashtag on Instagram, brioche along 2017. And it ended yesterday. I closed the thread this morning for the FO thread and drew 2 winners. And you guys, thank you so much for participating. I had so much fun. I hope you did too. You guys knit some amazing things. Seriously. There were some first-time briochers, which was so exciting, and you guys just did so amazingly well. I just can't tell you how happy I am that you guys participated and knit brioche along with me and the group, and I had so much fun. And if you want to keep the fun going with the brioche, there's another brioche knit along that is starting either right now or really soon. Nessa of the Kiltcraft podcast is starting a brioche knit along as well, and I think that's running for 2 or 3 months. So don't stop knitting brioche. Keep going. Go over to her Ravelry group. She's got the Kiltcraft podcast, which is an awesome podcast. And she's got a Ravelry group, I think, where she is going to be hosting her brioche knit along. So just keep the brioche rolling over into her group. Go join it. Check it out. I want the brioche to last forever. So let's talk about some winners, shall we? We have got 2 prizes that were so generously donated to the podcast. And that is, the first one is Beehive Yarns. Now, Beehive Yarns is a UK-based yarn dyer, and I love her stuff. Seriously, I follow her on Instagram. I ordered a set of mini skeins from her, and I just love them. And she so generously donated this skein of yarn to give away on the podcast. So this is the first prize for the brioche knit along, and this is on the Barbarella base, which is a superwash merino nylon and stellina base. It's in the rose lichen colorway. It comes with this super adorable bee progress keeper, and I love it. I love it so much. It's beautiful. And the winner for this, I chose randomly 2 winners from the FO thread. The winner from this was post number 10, and that is So Perfect Pearls, who is Jade, who hosts the So Perfect Pearls podcast. Congratulations, Jade. I am so happy for you. I know you love the stellina. So this is a super stellina-y yarn. I think you might like it. And Jade knit a flyaway twist shawl, which is a gorgeous shawl, and I totally want to knit it. I had never heard of it until I saw her cast it on her podcast. It is so beautiful, and hers came out gorgeous. And I think this was her first brioche, so congratulations, Jade. I am so happy for you. Message me on Ravelry and let me know your mailing address, and I will send this beauty out to you. Congratulations. Okay, that was prize number 1. Prize number 2 is this gorgeous skein yarn from Twisted Threads on Etsy. This is from Stacy, who has the Twisted Threads podcast, so check her out. And this is a really, really, really gorgeous skein yarn. It is superwash merino, nylon, and cashmere, and it's in the Sierra Sunset colorway. The base is gorgeous. The colors are gorgeous. I love this so much. And Stacy so kindly donated this to the podcast, and this is prize number 2 for the brioche along. Do you want to know if you won? Do you want to know if you won? Are you Sandy? Sandy Knits 88? Because you won if you are. Congratulations, Sandy. You won this really gorgeous skein yarn, and you knit 2 So Sue Knits patterns, and they're both gorgeous. The one that won was post number 20, and that was the Shoe Suey Shrug, which I can't even believe how amazing that project is. I want one so bad. It's gorgeous. You also knit a Love You Baby shawl, which is another super awesome pattern, and yours is gorgeous. So gorgeous. So congratulations, Sandy. Message me on Ravelry. Tell me your mailing address, and I will get your prize out to you. Fantastic job to our winners and to everybody else who took part. Even if you didn't finish, you guys, I'm so impressed, and I'm so amazed and honored that you took part in the knit along and knit brioche with us. It just makes me so happy. So congratulations. I love winners. And I loved that knit along. So go check out Nessa's group. Keep knitting brioche. Keep doing it. So that was it for that. The brioche knit along is over. We are knit along lists right now. I'm going to come up with another one soon though, because knit alongs are my favorites. Next up, I am going to announce the winner of the giveaway that I did last week for the fiber and the spindle. So, the winner for this, which I've already chosen, is going to win this beautiful drop spindle, which is by Pigtail Spindles, who is no longer in business, but one of the makers behind Pigtail Spindles now has the Colorful Eclectic shop, and she also donated this BFL fiber. So this is the Mighty Powerful colorway. It's gorgeous. The winner for this giveaway is going to get this spindle and this fiber. I'm so excited. Now, like I said, she does not make these spindles anymore. So you, lucky winner, are going to have this really, really special spindle because you cannot get these anymore. And I have one too, and I love it. I love it. So, without further ado, the winner for this. Oh, okay, I'm going to make you wait a little longer because I want to talk about the giveaway prompt that I put up. And I'm so happy that everybody seemed pretty receptive. I wasn't sure if you were going to, but I asked you to go to the Wu-Tang name generator on the internet and find out what your Wu-Tang name is. Now, the Wu-Tang Clan, if you remember, was a 90s hip-hop group, and they all had their stage names, and there is a generator on the internet that got created that lets you type in your name and generate what your Wu-Tang Clan name would be if you were in the Wu-Tang Clan. And I love it. It was popularized a while ago by Donald Glover, whose stage name as a musician is Childish Gambino, and that's his Wu-Tang name that he got from the Wu-Tang name generator, so that's what he called himself when he went into music. And I've always loved it. I thought it was so cool. My Wu-Tang name, which I got for myself a long time ago, is Be Loved Professional, which I absolutely love. And if it wasn't so long, it would be my Ravelry name, but it's too long, so it can't work. But I've gotten Wu-Tang names for everybody. My cat, Squirrel, her full name is Valoria the Squirrel Cat. And so I typed that in a long time ago. She's Irate Dominator, which is so perfect. My husband's name is Smile and Wanderer, which he really likes. And I just love it so much. But I did give an alternate. If you didn't want to go get a Wu-Tang name, you could just make one up for yourself. But everybody did it. Everybody got one. And I'm so excited. You guys seem to like it. And I just think it's really fun. Anyway, now, you want to know who the winner was? Okay. It was post 38, who is J.A. Kelsey, who is Julie, also known as The Leader. So cool, right? So cool. Congratulations, Julie. You have won this spindle and this fiber. Message me on Ravelry and let me know your mailing address and I'll get it out to you. Congratulations. The Leader. Fantastic name. You guys were given some pretty amazing and hilarious names. So, yay. Okay, moving on. So today, for What Am I Wearing, it is going to combine with my FO segment because I'm wearing my newest FO. I'm so excited about it. This is the Annan Tee by Cecily Glauick McDonald. It is a sleeveless top made out of 100% linen. The yarn I used for this was Shibui Knits linen in the Fjord colorway. And this is a fingering weight 100% linen yarn, and I picked this up as an UFO. I started it back in like 2015 and picked it up pretty recently and finished it. And I am it was so easy to finish. I'm so happy I picked it up again. I love this top so much, and I'm so happy it's finished. I'm so happy to be wearing it, so I'm gonna get up and show you what it looks like. So, here she is. I love it so much. It's so perfect. It came out exactly how I wanted it to. So I'm going to give you the little tour. That's what it looks like. It's an all-over lace pattern. And it has... Oh, it's just gorgeous. I love it so much, you guys. It's got a really simple construction. So you knit it from the bottom up in the round, you split at the armholes, and then you knit the front and back panels separately, and then you do a 3 needle bind off right here, and all you do for the neckline is cast off. It's just a bind off here and here. You do a little extra stitching here on the front piece to give a little bit of length for the shoulders, and that's it. There's no other finishing. It was so amazingly smart and easy and fun and fast, and it was so satisfying. So satisfying. So it's sleeveless. This is the first like summer garment sleeveless top that I've made. It's the first top that I've ever knit that isn't like a sweater. And I just love it so much. It was my first time using linen. Oh, I love how the sleeves came out. Look at the back too. It's just perfect. I love it. I love it. It fits so well. I'm so impressed with this pattern. It was a really well-written pattern. Really simple and clear and easy to follow. And like I said, the construction is just like, it blew my mind how easy and simple and genius it was. It's just so perfect. All of these edges are just raw. And I really like it. I think they came out really nice. This is just a bind off. And it looks really good in the linen. It looks really good, I feel like. So I knit the smallest size in the pattern. And I used a size 3 needle, which is what it calls for. And I got gauge on that. I did do a gauge swatch years ago when I first started it. And it just came out perfect. I did add a little bit of length to it because, as I've said in previous episodes, I like a longer top. I like longer tops and tunic length tops, and so I added like an extra inch or so, maybe 2 inches. No, 1.5 inches. Let's go with 1.5 inches. I had an extra 1.5 inches, and it came out the length of it exactly how I wanted it to. So excited. It finished. I I'm just so impressed with the finishing for this thing. It finished up so fast. Like, I finished one piece, and then I was getting to the end of the back piece, and I was like, okay, 3 needle bind off now. Like, I'm almost done. And then as soon as the 3 needle bind off was on, I was just done. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm just done now. It was so awesome. Seriously. I'm like so impressed with this pattern. And this top. Squirrel, what's your deal? What's your problem? Pig's fine. So, this is what I have left of the yarn. I purchased 3 skeins of this Shibui linen. I've got this teeny bit left from the second skein, and the third skein, I have most of it left. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This is kind of a lot of yarn. I don't know. But, so it pretty much took just over 2 skeins of this yarn for me to knit this in the smallest size. And I just love it. I love the color. I love the lace pattern. It's obviously totally see-through, so I'm wearing a camisole underneath. Having like a see-through garment isn't ever an issue for me because I always wear a camisole underneath everything. I never just wear a garment without one underneath. I don't know, it's just how I do it. So this is totally fine. I really like how it looks with the black underneath, and I'm just super, super happy with this garment. I'm like so excited about it. If I didn't say it before, this is a pattern by Cecily Glawick McDonald. She's a really good pattern designer. That seems like really simplistic to say, but she has a lot of beautiful patterns out on Ravelry. This is the first one of hers that I've ever knit, and I'm just super impressed. I really want to knit more of her stuff. I really, really do. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's perfect for right now because we're getting into the warmest part of the year for us, which isn't that hot. Sorry. I know it's really, really hot in a lot of places. But it's just starting to get to be like a really beautiful warm temperature here. And it's just perfect timing for this top. I can't wait to wear it out. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I did block this as I block everything. And I had it, I soaked it, and I had it lying out on blocking mats. But since it's sleeveless, what I ended up doing, and it was a really sunny day, is I just put it on a hanger and hung it out on my clothesline, so it just hung by the shoulders here. And it dried really, really fast. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that when you knit with linen, it's a little stiff, and then when you block it, it softens up a lot, and then the more you wash it, the more it softens. So we'll see how that goes. It was a little like crunchy or crispy as I was knitting with it, but I enjoyed that. I thought it was kind of pleasant, and it still kind of feels that way. Like I blocked it, and it doesn't feel that much different than it felt when I was knitting it, but I like that too. I feel like it feels really crisp and clean to wear. It doesn't feel like it's going to make me hot. It feels like a plant material, and that feels really nice in warm weather. So we'll see how it softens up over time and as I wash it. I don't know if I'll wash it in the washing machine or not, or if I'll hand wash it like I do all my other knits. I'll look into that and see what's recommended. I'm not really sure. Like I said, this is my first linen garment. If you have any input on that, let me know in the comments below or in the Ravelry thread for this episode. Yeah, we'll see. I'm super excited about it though. I'm definitely wearing this to work on Monday. I already got my clothes picked out for Monday. This is one of them. I'm going to wear a big, like, chunky black necklace with it too. Oh, it's going to be so cool. I just love it. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say about it. It's amazing. You should knit one. You should totally just knit one right now. Get some linen yarn and knit one. I actually have I have a skein of some lace weight Sincere Sheep linen wool blend, I think it is. And I purchased it a long time ago to make this top and I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember who it's by. I think it's Tin Can Knits maybe, but it's another like sleeveless summer top, and I'm kind of tempted to cast that out now because this was so enjoyable that I feel like that might be similar. I don't know. We'll see. I've talked a lot recently about what I want to knit coming up in terms of garments, so I'm still on the fence about what's next for my next garment knit. It really should be my mother's boyfriend sweater, but it might not be. I don't know. Anyway, that was my FO, and I love it. Next up is whips. I rate Dominators here. You're so cute. Oh my god. Okay. So, whips. First whip that I will talk about is living in my Neon Cats bag, which I love. And that is my Rebel 2 shawl. Yay! This was one of my brioche along knits, and it looks like this so far. I am loving this so much. So this is a brioche crescent shaped shawl by Leslie Ann Robinson. And I love it. So I have made a lot of progress on it. It's a crescent shaped shawl, so it grows a lot sideways and it makes you feel like you're not progressing a whole lot, but you are. You totally are. I totally have knit a lot on this. And it's really, really nice. I love it. It's so fun. I have finally gotten used to the increases and the decreases. I finally have it memorized. Thank you. And I've gotten to the point to where these little leafy things, they're a detail that's along the whole edge, has gotten to the section where instead of one every once in a while, you get two every once in a while. So you get these two next to each other now instead of just one. And I really like it. I am using some yarn. I'm using some yarn for this shawl. Oh man. Okay, so these are the yarns that I'm using. They are Wool & Vine yarns and Moonstone Dye Works. So this one here, this is my contrast color. It is Wool & Vine yarns in her Nouveau base in the Goth Day Cake colorway. And then this one is Moonstone Dye Works, which is my hand-dyed yarn company, in my merino single base in the F Me Pumps colorway. So I think these two look really, really good together. And this is the main side with the main color, which is the F Me Pumps. And then this is the contrast side with the contrast color, and that is the Goth Day Cake. And I love it so far. I'm knitting this on a size 5 needle, and I just can't stop knitting brioche. I cannot stop. It's so squishy. I love it so much. Both of these bases are a single ply 100% merino, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. So I now will be knitting along with Nessa and her brioche knit along with this. Even if it doesn't qualify, I'm not sure if whips are allowed in that one, but as you know, I participate in all the knit alongs, even if I'm cheating, because I don't actually participate, I just participate in spirit. So, Rebel 2, Leslie Ann Robinson, I love it. This is a Star Wars inspired pattern, and I'm a big Star Wars freak, so love it. Love it, I love it. Everything's good over there, don't worry. My next work in progress, I have a couple pairs of socks on the needles. First one has been my vanilla sock of the moment, and this has been coming along with me whenever I do all the fun summer stuff with my friends where I want to knit something but I can't be bothered to pay attention to what I'm knitting. I still have one sock done. These are my floating socks, And there's the first one. It is my hoe, and this is Moonstone Dyeworks again, which is my hand-dyed yarn company, in the floating colorway. I've got some dried grass on there because these go with me places. And I've got a contrast heel in here, and this is some Cascade fingering weight, some kind of yarn. It's either merino nylon or merino and silk. I cannot remember. And I love it. This is a 56 stitch sock, and I've got 2x2 rib up here. I do my ribbing on a size 0, and then for the body of the vanilla sock, it is on a size 1, and I have done my very favorite rounded toe with the Kitchener finish as my toe. And this is on my Stellina sock base. So this is superwash merino nylon and Stellina in my floating colorway, which is a colorway that I love so much. So I keep talking about this pullover that I want to knit, which I'm forgetting the name of right now. Sunset Highway? Is it Sunset Highway? I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. I'll put the name of it here. But I've been wanting to knit that sweater for a little while, and I've been trying to figure out what yarn to use. And I keep thinking that this would be a really good main color for the body. So I don't know, I might dye some up for that. I might not. I don't know yet. We'll see. So this is my first one. Second one is getting pretty far along. I am using my Hiya Sharps. Or are they Sharps? Yeah, these are the Sharps. Needles. Size 1. And that's the second one so far. I've got my heel in, and I am pretty close to the point where I will be starting the toe soon. And I love these. I love having vanilla socks on the needles because they're perfect for not paying attention to what you're doing, but still having something you're knitting on. This is how much yarn I have left. That is not much. But all I have to do is like that much more of the sock and then the toe. I am not worried. If I run out, I'll just do a little bit of contrast color on the toe, which is like, you know, I don't know, pretty Punky Brewster, but I'm totally fine with that. I don't care if I have to use contrast color on the end of the toe. But the reason why I only have this much of my yarn left is because what happened with these socks is I took a whole skein and I caked it up for these socks. I started knitting these socks, and then I wanted to cast on an exploration station shawl, and I wanted one of my colorways to be this color. So I thought to myself, you will totally have enough yarn to put it in your exploration station shawl and finish your socks. So I broke the yarn off my socks, put the yarn in my exploration station shawl, and then when I was done, I went back to these socks, reattached the yarn, and continued knitting them. And I think it's going to be perfect. Even if I run out, was just like I think I'm going to get to finish these. I totally think I'm going to finish. If not, though, that's totally fine. So I am almost done with those. And cats with antlers, of course. My next pair of socks is a new cast on. And this is living in my awesome library bag that I super love. I've got my Pusheen on a Vespa pin on there. And this is a birthday knit for my husband. He had a birthday last week, and I gave him in a gift bag as a birthday present this. And told him I was going to knit him a pair of socks. I've been promising him a pair of socks forever, and I've not done it yet because, as you may know, I'm a very lazy person, and I don't do well knitting for other people. I very much am a selfish knitter. I super am, and I love it. So when I knit for other people, I always get all like about it. So I've had this yarn in my stash forever because I've wanted to knit him a pair of socks. And this is Knit Picks Stroll Tweed in the Flagstone Heather colorway. And it's just a gray tweed. It is pretty dang boring. And I have a feeling these are going to be really boring socks to knit. But he is not the kind of guy who will wear crazy socks. He will wear gray socks. The tweed to him is crazy. So this is what I'm going to be knitting it out of. He's a large fella. He is very tall, and he has kind of big feet. So it would have been cool if I could have knit them as a surprise, you know, and given him just socks for his birthday. But I needed to measure his foot first. So I gave him the yarn as the birthday gift, and then I measured his foot that day. And I don't have much experience knitting socks for other people. I've honed my own sock formula over time to myself, and it's perfect now. But it hasn't always been perfect. So these, we'll see how well they fit. I hope they fit well. I don't know. You know, I measured his foot. I did the math. I looked up a bunch of resources. I decided to go with a 72 stitch count on size 1 needles. And we'll see how that works. Let me show you what I've got so far. I have got a little bit of the cuff of the first sock so far. And right now I've got them on size 0s because I always do my cuffs on a 0 and then go up to size 1 for the body. And this sock actually has 70 stitches instead of 72 because I accidentally cast on 70 stitches instead of 72. And by the time I realized that, I didn't want to recast on again because I'm lazy. But my husband has 2 different size feet like a lot of people do. And I think they're like, it's like a 1/4 inch difference, or maybe a 1/2 inch. I can't remember. So I figure this will be his smaller foot, and then the size 72 that I'm going to do for the next sock, that can be for his bigger foot. So he's going to have a left sock and a right sock. And what I'm going to do is do a strip of ribbing down the outside of each sock. And for one, that'll differentiate the left sock from the right sock because they're going to be 2 different sizes, just slightly. And for 2, it's gonna allow some give. So in my experience, textured and ribbed socks fit a lot better, not better. They fit differently than a plain vanilla sock. A plain vanilla sock doesn't have much give. It doesn't have much stretch. So it just kind of sits there. And for me, that's fine. I like it. But for somebody else, I want that give. I want it to be able to hug their foot tightly if needed, but also be able to expand if needed. You know what I mean? I think it's safer to do texture or rib on a sock for somebody else, for me. But I didn't want to do a whole entire sock textured or ribbed because these are bigger socks that I'm used to knitting. I'm used to knitting a size 56, which is what I knit for myself. And I knew that if I did a whole ribbed sock, I would hate it. I just know myself. I would get bored and I'd probably put it down. So I'm going to do a vanilla sock, mostly vanilla sock with just a strip of ribbing down each side. And I think that's going to work out perfect. So that's what I've got so far. My plan, since I already have 3 different balls of yarn and I don't have to like cake anything up in weird ways, I am going to do concurrent socks. So I'm going to finish the rib on this one. And then I'm going to put it on a size 1 needle. Then I'm going to start the rib on the second one, and I'm going to knit them at the same time. Super excited about that. I really like doing socks that way. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, I am such a curmudgeon about knitting for other people. I know it's terrible, but I am. I get all like, about it. And these are bigger than I'm used to knitting, and it's just like plain gray yarn. And honestly, I don't love the yarn. I don't love Knit Pick Stroll. I feel like it's loosely plied, and it's kind of splitty, and I don't love knitting with it. But it's good. It's fine. We'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be good doing concurrent socks. I think that'll help a lot. So yeah, Spousal socks. Super excited about that because he's been waiting for years for these socks to happen. Yep. Good. There's that. I have one last whip to share with you. This one is super exciting. So this is living in the same project bag that this top was living in when I was knitting it. Melissa from Knitting the Stash. Knitting the Stash, is a podcast that I love and you should totally check out. She knits amazing things. She is starting this project called the Knit Together Project. I think that's what it's called. If I'm wrong, I'm going to fix it down here. So she is starting this project where she is inviting people, anyone, to knit blanket squares. An 8-inch by 8-inch blanket square. Knit it, send it to her. She will eventually seam together all the blanket squares that everybody knits and sends to her. And then everybody who knit one and sends it to her is going to be entered into a prize drawing to win the blanket. I think that is amazing. That is so cool, Melissa. I love it. I love this idea. You guys know how I feel about winning things, and I think that is such a cool thing to be able to win. I love it. So her idea is that she bought a bunch of needles, like a bunch of needle sets, and she tagged a bunch of people to do a blanket square. And everybody who accepted the tag, she sent out these needles to. And the idea is that everybody who got a needle set, I'm one of them, knits a square and then sends those needles off to someone else. And then they knit a square and send it to her and then send the needles off to someone else. So we're kind of passing this thing around. Everybody who's done with the blanket square sends it to her. She collects them all and she's just going to make this amazing community blanket. So I think that's a really cool idea. Check out her blog, which I will link to in the show notes. There's a bunch of information about it. If you want to knit a square for it, I think all you have to do is contact her and let her know. But pretty much my involvement in this is she tagged me to knit a square and I accepted. So I'm knitting one right now. I'll show you in a minute. And when I am done, the idea is that I tag someone else and then I send the needles to them. Something you may not know about me is I'm not a big tagger. I don't like tagging people for things. I don't know. I'd rather invite someone to do something. So what I'm going to do instead of tagging somebody is I am going to ask who wants it next. And if you want it, message me on Ravelry. Let me know. And the first person who messages me is going to be the next person that I send the needles to. So message me if you're interested. The first person who messages me is going to get them after I'm done knitting this square, which shouldn't take that long. I think it's going to be pretty quick. And then, yeah, I think that's going to be really cool. So my square is being knit out of some handspun. Now this is some handspun that I knit with earlier this year. It was my very first chain ply handspun, and it's not very good handspun, but I love it and it means a lot to me. It's really beautiful fiber. It was fiber by Spun Right Round, and it's 100% merino in the colorway Rock and Roll Love Letter. I got 176 yards out of 4 ounces of fiber. So I think this is really beautiful. This is what I'm knitting my square out of. The needles that she sent me is a set of 5 DPNs, size 6s, and I am using 2 of them to knit a square. And here's what it looks like so far. I am doing a pattern that is meant to be a dishcloth, and this is a Knit Picks pattern. Knit Picks put out a bunch of dishcloth patterns, I want to say within the last couple years. It was like a whole year of dishcloths or something like that, and I really loved that they did that. I've knit a couple of them myself, and I really like this one. This one is called the Slant Dishcloth, and the idea is you knit a square from point to point. So you do your increases and then you get to the widest point and then you do your decreases. So doing it that way makes it really easy to measure your square and make sure it's coming out the end size that you want it to be. And the point in the pattern is to One of my chickens is right outside my sliding glass window looking at me. Love you. Okay. So the point is you get to the increase point where it's going to be your point, your biggest point, and then when you start decreasing, you switch colors. So it's half and half. I don't think I'm going to do that though. I don't think I'm going to switch colors because this is kind of a self-striping. So we're going to get all kinds of colors in here anyway. So I'm super excited about this. I'm going to get this going. I'm going to knit it to be 8 inches and then I'm going to block it. And then I'm going to send it to Melissa, and then I am going to send these needles to someone else. So I think that's super cool. If you are interested in being the person that I send these to, message me on Ravelry and let me know. And we can work it out. That's all my knitting. I love all my knitting this week. It's so fun. Moonstone Dye Works, which is my hand-dyed yarn company on Etsy, is going to be having a shop update tomorrow, which is Saturday, August 5th. And I am going to be putting up a pretty good amount of yarn in this shop update tomorrow. Only of one colorway, though. I did create a new colorway. I dyed a bunch of it, and I will show you what that is right now. If you'll pardon me while I roll back. Here's a little bit of it. This is my new colorway. I am calling it 13 after my very favorite Big Star song. It's an old rock and roll song. And this colorway reminded me of it. It is a mostly natural skein with speckles of blues and greens and teals and oranges. This is it on the Merino singles base. This is it on the BFL sock base. And this is it on the Merino Stellina base. Stellina Merino. Stellina single. I can't even remember my own base names. Stellina single. That's it. It's called Stellina Single. So this is a single ply yarn with Stellina in it. And I really, really enjoy this colorway. It's really nice and subtle. So check that out in the shop tomorrow. It is going to be, like I said, Saturday, August 5th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And there is still some Moon Age Daydream and some floating and I think some Mild Envy in the shop. So check that out if you're interested tomorrow. Now, on to favorites. I thought I would just tell you about a couple of TV shows I've been watching. One of them, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty late to the party on, and the other one is a new season of like one of my favorite shows ever. The first one is a show called Atlanta, and that is a show, I don't know where it airs because I'm terrible and I don't know anything like that, but it's a show with Donald Glover, and I spoke about him earlier. He is Childish Gambino. He's great. He's so good. So he started out in my world on the TV show Community, which was a great television show that had its ups and downs in terms of how good it was, but ultimately I loved it. I thought it was a great show, and he was on that show. He was my favorite character on that show. His name was Troy. His best friend's name was Abed, and constantly stuck in my head is Troy and Abed in the morning, which their characters on that show had a fake TV show together where they sat in front of nobody and did like a news show. So funny. Anyway, Community was a great show. He was like one of the best characters on that show in my opinion. I really, really love Donald Glover, And he's got a show now called Atlanta. I don't know how old it is, also, because I'm just super lame about that stuff. I don't know how old it is, but I'm pretty sure it's not like new. I think it's been around for a while. But it's great. I love it so much. My husband and I have been watching it episode by episode, and have really, really been enjoying it. It's not like... I like sitcoms. I'm a huge sitcom fan. It's not a sitcom, though. It's got elements of some humor in it, but it's not like a comedy. It's also not like a super serious drama. It's got a lot of really important... It's got a lot of things to say. It's one of those shows. It actually reminds me a lot of Master of None, in that it takes issues that are relevant to, I guess, a certain age group, maybe. Anyway, it's really good. It's a great show. I feel like it's thought-provoking, it's thoughtful, it's great. It's pretty much about like a college dropout who lives in Atlanta, and what he's doing with his life. You get the idea that he's a really intelligent character that kind of just can't get his shit together. I just love it. It's really, really good. It's him and his cousin, who's a rapper, who's called Paperboy. It's so good. Oh my god. It's really good. You guys should check it out if you're interested. If you liked Master of None, I think you may like this show. Like I said, I don't know exactly why, but it really, really reminds me of it. And then the other show that I am watching is Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. It's a cartoon. I'm the biggest cartoon fan in the whole entire world. And Rick and Morty is a very colorful show. It may not be for everybody. It's one of those like adult cartoons that may be a little raunchy for some people. But I love it. I love that kind of stuff. I love Rick and Morty. It's so good. It's about a horrible grandfather, mad scientist, and his grandson, and they go on horrible adventures together. And it's smart and it's funny and it's just absolutely my kind of humor. And it's a cartoon, which I love. I love cartoons. And it's in its third season, and it just started, and I've seen one episode from it. I think the first episode that's out right now. I love where it's going. The sister is like in it more than she normally is, and it's just so good. It's so good. So that, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's really good. If you like kind of adult, kind of risque cartoons, check it out if you haven't yet. And if you do already know it and are in love with it like me, new season. My husband and I got really, really excited when we found out the new season was out. And I think that's where I'm going to leave you. A cartoon, a TV show, some yarn, some projects, my new shirt. Prizes, winners, message me, let me know what your addresses are, and I cannot wait to send all your prizes out to you. Fantastic job with the knit along, everybody. Fantastic job picking your Wu-Tang names, everybody. I had so much fun reading through that thread. It's hilarious. So, I hope you all are having a really great week. I hope you have a really great week coming up. I hope you're doing lots of fun, summery, knitty, crafty, good foodie sort of things. Go check out the Ravelry group. Join it. Stay tuned for the next knit along, because I am going to think of something to do next, and it'll be something fun and exciting, I'm sure. Have fun. Stay awesome. Bye, guys.